Hello everybody and welcome back to another Ghost Bear Gaming video. Today we are playing Skyrim and we're going to continue our series where I'm trying to play a Paladin type character in Skyrim, where I want to be a good guy. I don't want to do anything bad. I want to not steal or rob anybody, and I want to try and act as nobly as I can. Now, if I remember correctly, how do I get to my journal? There we go. We just got out of the keep, escaped Helgen, and then we talked to Gerdur, Raelof's sister, and she said that we need to go to talk to the Jarl of Whiterun about the dragon attack in Helgen. And then as a miscellaneous quest, we can join the Stormcloak Rebellion if we want, but I'm going to leave that off. So that's our next quest. So we're in the town of Riverwood, and our next quest is to get to Whiterun in order to... This, oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, my my controls are a little rough. I haven't played this in a while, so it's nighttime right now. So search the barrel. No, I don't like green apples. I'm gonna try and not steal, but anything that isn't classified as stealing, I'm still gonna take. Oh, I don't want that bucket. Let's get rid of that bucket. Didn't mean to pick up that bucket. Drop. There. So I'm going to go around and search barrels. I'm specifically looking for carrots I don't really like. Sacks of flour I don't use.
You look sick. I hope it's not contagious.
Oh, am I sick? Did I get... hold on. How do I see? General stats? No. There's a... Magic effects. Ah, I have rock joint. The frickin' wolf affected me with rock joint, so I have 25% less effective with melee weapons. So I've got to go to a shrine and get rid of that. Bloody wolves. I didn't notice that it hit me with rock giant. Okay, let's talk to...
Faendal thinks he can move Camilla Valerius away from me. She's already mine, I keep telling him. You look like a traveler. Someone that is so far away places and heard new stories.
You and Faendal both like the same girl?
Camilla Valerius knows I'm the best man in Riverwood. That elf is kidding himself if he thinks she would choose him over me. I've seen him sneaking over to the Riverwood trader to speak with him when I'm not around. He's wasting his time. Is that sarcasm? I've heard better wisecracks from Orgnar. Still, you have a point. Camilla letting Faendal visit her isn't a good thing for me. Here, let me give you a particularly venomous letter. Say it's from Faendal. That should get Camilla to stop inviting the elf over.
Now that I got that letter from Sven, I can... See, if you're stealing something, it'll be red and it'll say steal. Sometimes there's stuff that you can take that isn't stealing. Did I look in both of these? I don't need carrots or sacks of flour yet. I'm gonna go back to... Don't want apples, don't want apples. I'm looking for tomatoes and salt pile mostly because, like I was saying, once I get into the shop, I'll show you what you can cook, and it's a very good thing. You can always find these plants, so you can get cabbages, leeks, and potatoes are grown, and these the cool thing about Skyrim is eventually these will grow back. So as time passes, they'll stay there. And if you come back here after a long enough period of time, those will grow back and you'll be able to reharvest them again. Chicken egg here. What else we got around here? A cow. Some more thistle. Now is this Girder's house? Yeah. They gave us the key to Hod and Girder's house, so you can come in here and get stuff from them. The things that are worthwhile grabbing are... first check their barrel, it's empty. None of the wines or things like that are very useful. But this barrel just has apples. These things, Frost Miriam, Elves Ears, Garlic. Elves Ears and Garlic are very helpful. They're great for, there's another garlic there. Chicken eggs are good. Leeks are good. I have a lot of cabbage, so I don't need to grab the cabbages. The pheasants and the rabbits you don't need. None of the wine or ale or anything is worth it. 49 gold and a torch. Nah, I won't steal any gold from them either. I can take a steel dagger. No. I'll just look and see if they have any ingredients. Red apples, no. There's a little bit of money on here, which I won't take, because that I'm going to say is stealing. 2, taking money. Taking food, I would say isn't, but I'm going to not take money. Nope. Some money purse back there. Salt pile. Soul gem is really nice to grab. And that's about it. I was hoping to sleep to get the... but... I won't sleep for that. Puppy. If in this game, if you do play a thief type character, if you steal something, doesn't matter if you're successful at stealing it and nobody sees you. In this game, if somebody sees you stealing, they'll attack you, and you might be able to fight them off, or they'll throw. Depends on where you are. Some places will throw you in jail. Some places will just kill you. Oh, tomatoes, nice. There's varying things that will happen to you if you steal. The fly amanita is good. A lot of these things are good for cabbage, tomatoes. Some of the ingredients you get are good for enchanting, and others are good for alchemy, and some are good for food. But like I was saying, if you get caught stealing, sometimes they'll kill you, sometimes they'll throw you in jail, and you have to pay to get yourself out, or you have to just wait a period of time to get out. But regardless, the first time you steal something, regardless of if you're successful at it or not, there will be a group of people that are coming to find you for stealing. And you will eventually have to fight them. And on a higher difficulty, the further along you are, the harder they will be to fight. So it's not worth...
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
They're having an argument because somebody stole something from them. So you can talk to him. Did something happen?
We did have a bit of a break-in. We still have plenty to sell. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament. Solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
I could help get your claw back.
I've got some coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my claw back. Now, if you're going to get those thieves, you should head to Bleak Falls Barrow, northeast of town. Yes. So now you don't have to go, do you?
Oh, really? Well, I think your new helper here needs a guide.
So she'll guide you when you go out to where Bleak Falls Barrow is, which is where you find all that stuff. So now I do want to talk to him.
The claw, the sooner our lives can get back to normal.
What have you got to sell? Okay, so now this is what he can sell you. And then these down here are what you can sell him. So I always like to check. He does have a few spells that you can check. But I want to, what do I have for sell? Okay, I want to sell the hunting bow. Imperial swords. I'm going to keep the iron mace for now. Steel dagger. Longbow. I'll sell all 6 iron daggers. And they only have a limited amount of gold too. That's the other thing in this game that's kind of realistic. They, after a few days, I can't remember if it's 2 days or 3 days, they replenish their gold supply. But you can only sell so much to so many people to keep how much gold you get. I sell 1 sword. Maces are really good to use because they stagger people. Swords are a little bit faster attacking, but do less damage. But the maces are really good when you're fighting in the higher difficulty levels because they, they stagger people easier, so you can hit them harder. So I'm going to sell all these bracers that I brought. Iron helm, iron shield. The novice, anything magical I'm going to keep so that I can break it down for enchanting. So like ring and necklace, silver ring, 2 imperial studded leathers. Okay, so that should lower my weight considerably by getting rid of all that stuff. Potions, I'll keep all these, they'll come in handy. Food, get rid of the wines. Oh, and my speech increased a level. The higher your speech skill, the more money you get when you sell stuff, and the more favorable you can be with other people, and you can convince people to do stuff for you. So sell them that, carrots, seared slaughterfish, and wine. I want to keep all these because they make vegetable soup, which I will show you in a minute. And then all the ingredients you can keep, is the more you can keep the better, because you can use them to make potions, which will either A, help you, or B, sell for money that you can use to get other stuff. Oops, didn't mean to click off that. Sometimes it's finicky and click off of stuff. Did I get the treasure map? I don't think I did get the treasure yet. Bear pelts, wolf pelts, those all turn into leather so that I can make some stuff. Garnets. I'll keep the garnet for now, just in case. Usually gems you just hold on to and sell for money as well. So, what does he have for sale? Steel dagger, steel sword, and all that stuff. Okay, so, good. So now that I've got that quest, I can also talk to her. So now, when Sven gave me that letter, he said that he was going to fill it with lies about Faendal to get her to not like him. So you can lie and give it to her and say that it was from Faendal, or you can tell the truth. Since my guy is going to be the honorable Paladin type person, I'm not going to lie to her.
What's in the letter? Oh my. He wanted me to think Faendal wrote this? Thank you for telling me the truth. Could you talk to Faendal as well? I'm sure he'll want to thank you for standing up for him. I better get going.
So now you can talk to Faendal and he'll help you out as well, because you've done him a solid.
You have to go through town and across the bridge to get to Bleak Falls Barrow. You can see it from here, though.
So she points she points to where you need to go, and then she'll kind of lead you. I'm gonna sprint. You have to work your way up that way to get to that Dragonclaw part, but I'm not going to do that right away, so she'll just lead you that way. I'm going to go...
Lucan's golden claw. I mean, we have plenty of things in the shop that are worth just as much coin. Lucan found the claw about a year after he opened the store. He never quite explained where he got it. He's a tricky one.
So she's just saying that they found that claw, they don't know what it's for, and they don't know why somebody would steal it. Okay, I have a woodcutter's axe, so one thing I want to do real quick before we move on, I should go talk to Faendal, but it's dark and he's asleep right now. But I want to quickly, before I head to... If you get a woodcutter's axe, you can go to a wood pile right here, and you can use the chopping block to get firewood, which you can use to make arrows or start a fire for cooking stuff. Oh, and I forgot to cook when I was in. That's the other thing I want to do. Sorry, it's been a bit since I played this, so I'm trying to make this as smooth as possible, but I'm forgetting the odd thing here or there. So I'll go back into Luca's place. And we'll go to the cooking pot. And the nice thing about food is you don't have to learn how to make stuff. It just shows you everything you can make, and if you have the right ingredients, it'll light them up so you can use them. Vegetable soup is one of the best things in the game because it restores health and stamina over a period of time. Which, in essence, when you use it, gives you unlimited stamina. Which I'll explain. So I'm going to create a bunch of these vegetable soups, and that's why you need, it requires those 4 ingredients that I was picking up. Cabbages, potatoes, leeks, and tomatoes. And tomatoes are the only ones that you can't find in farmers' fields. Potatoes, leeks, and cabbages you can, but tomatoes are the hardest ones to come by, so the fact that I've got 19 is great. So I'm just going to make as many as I can. I ran out of potatoes, but that's fine. So, now in my quick... okay, so if I go to item and I go to food, I want to favorite the vegetable soup, and then if I go to my quick list, I want to make it let's make it 8. So then when I'm fighting, I can hit that 8 and I'll eat the soup, and then I'll be able to do power attacks really easily. Do I not have my... Oh, hold on. Weapons. I favorite that. And I'm going to equip it. There. So whenever you hold down the button and you do a power attack, you lose stamina. And you can't do it again until your stamina comes back, which you have to stop moving to have your stamina come back. But if you use vegetable soup, you'll constantly get a stream of stamina coming back, so you'll be able to do unlimited power attacks, which is handy when you're playing for sure. It's good in fights against stuff. Oh, and I think the only last thing I want to do is quickly go to the inn. Because I think there's somebody I have to talk to really quickly at the inn. I'm not 100% sure.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad.
We got rooms and food, drink too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
Can I use the alchemy
Long as
lab?
you clean up. A little wheat and blister wart makes a healing potion, if you didn't know. We have plenty of ingredients for sale, too.
What have we got for
Let's
sale?
sate that appetite,
Oops. See,
Let's sate that
that's the one
appetite.
thing I've noticed about this, is it's finicky when you cook on stuff. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I don't want to buy any of their food. They do have some ingredients. So he said wheat and blisterwort make a healing potion. It's 15 gold for each of those and 37 for those. I'll buy the salt pile for 6 for sure. Dragon's tongue is useful. Wheat is even useful as well. Yeah, screw it. I'll buy all those. And then you can always do these. I'm looking for work. No. Ah.
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
So kill the bandit leader at Halted Stream Camp. So that's a side quest you can do if you want.
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Now, if I talk to her,
You're that visitor been poking around.
I can rent a room
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
for 10 gold.
Did you hear me?
And the room is
Sales going bad.
this one, I think.
Guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after.
Yeah.
Make sure we get
Oh, sleep owned? No. Okay, so that's not the bed you can use. There, this one. If it's not owned, you can rest for as long as you want. So I want to rest for 5 hours to get to 9 a.m. And then the sun will be up and I can talk to Faendal before I leave. This is an alchemy table. It's where you complete potions in order to make... You put ingredients in and you try to make a potion. So I'm going to start by doing one of these to make a... so I'll just use one of each for right now just to show you how it does. So blisterwort and wheat, and you go craft, and you make... created a restore health potion. So you find out that wheat and blisterwort each have the restore health property. So now when you click on wheat, you can see that one of its properties are restore health, and then it's got 3 other unknown properties that I don't know about. Same with blisterwort, has unknown properties. So usually you combine stuff together to make just random potions, but some things, the more you use this, the better your skill at it becomes, and the more health conscious, or the more benefits your potions will make. So now, there was a potion, I used to know all of the dang potions, it's been so long since I played this, but I believe Mora Tampanella. Oh, what was it? It was Salt Pile, I think? No, I can't remember. I don't want to screw it up and waste my ingredients on something that I can't remember. I'll check it out next time and I'll do a little bit more comprehensive guide. There's a person on YouTube named Major Slack. He does amazing Skyrim walkthroughs. And where he goes through all of the different things that you can do with alchemy and enchanting and playing the game on legendary and doing all these different builds. He's great. He's a funny guy to listen to, and I used to watch a ton of his videos when I first started playing Skyrim. So he's a great resource for you if you're looking for how to play this game better or how to do things a little differently and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely recommend checking out Major Slack. He's does really good quality videos too. I picked up a bucket again by accident, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I'll explain why I got the firewood too. Okay, there's Faendal, so I can go talk to him.
There's beauty here, unmatched in all of Skyrim. Sure.
Now you can tell him I don't think Camilla will be spending time with Sven
I appreciate
anymore.
your help. Please take this. Some gold I've saved up from working at the mill.
So he gives you some gold, and then he also becomes your friend. So you can get him to follow you as a helper, or he, you can go to his house and get stuff that he has in his house too. But I don't want to do that just yet. Oh, that's the treasure map here. That's the other thing. I'm scatterbrained right now, kind of all over the place. So if I go to books and you see this treasure map, this is a map of Riverwood. It shows the river with the little island where the mill is, and then it shows you an X with a log, and that's where the treasure is. So that is that log right there, because this is, I'm already on the island where the mill is, and so I just have to go across the river into that log to get the treasure. I can't remember if I did this in the last episode or not, but I'm gonna go check it out. And this treasure chest is only here if you've gotten that treasure map. Yeah, so an amethyst, 21 gold, a soul gem, a steel ingot, and a silver ring. Cool. So that's a fairly decent haul for this level. If you don't have the treasure map, that treasure chest won't be there. It won't show up until you get the treasure map, which we got from killing those bandits at that first camp in the first video. So, now, what else did I want to do? Oh, I want to go do the blacksmithing tutorial real quick from the blacksmith here, because he gives you some free stuff that you can sell and kind of shows you how to use smithing before you move on. And get some more tapanella, that's always nice. So, quickly go talk to Alvor. And he says, need any help? So he gives you leather strips and 2 iron ingots to make an iron dagger. So you go use the forge, you, click iron, you grab an iron dagger, and you create it. Now you give it to him.
Whatever, not bad, but it's a little dull.
Now he gave you another iron ingot to sharpen it.
Metal and the grindstone over there.
And he tells you how to use a grindstone. So you use the grindstone to improve your weapon. So you click your iron dagger and you make it fine. The higher your skill in smithing, the better your improvement will be. So it goes from a 6 damage weapon to a 7 damage weapon. And there's different categories. So it goes like fine, superior, something, and then legendary. And legendary is the best one you can get, where it does a bigger increase in the amount of damage that the weapon does. Or for, and then I'll show you what it does for weapon or for armor as well. So you click that, and you craft, and you improve the item. And now you can go over here. Tell him you've sharpened it.
You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack.
So now he tells you about making leather. So you go to the tanning rack, and he gave you a deer hide. So I have this deer hide. See how it says requires 2 leathers require a deer hide, so I can use that to make those 2 leathers. But I also have 3 wolf pelts that I got from killing those wolves that I can turn into leather as well, and 1 bear hide, which turns into 4 leather, so I can kill that, or I can do that. And then you can make leather strips out of leather as well. So now that I've done that,
Good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps.
now he added more 2 leathers.
Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. Here's the rest of what you need.
So now we go to hide, and he wants a hide helmet. So you craft the hide helmet.
You the sneaky I should. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage.
And then you can go to the workbench, and you go the hide helmet, and you make it a fine. So again, it improves the armor rating of the item that you use. So you can go craft and improve this item. And now you give him the tempered hide helmet.
Why don't you keep that dagger and helmet?
And that's, now you get that stuff, and he gives you some extra stuff that you've used for doing all that kind of stuff. So now he does sell random stuff. And I think I might, it's 201 coins? Nah, it's not worth it. I was going to buy a steel mace, but it's not worth it. The iron mace does 9, the steel mace does 10. It's not worth. But what I can do is sell this fine iron dagger and sell that fine hide helmet. And what I can do is use the grindstone to improve my iron mace. I have that one extra iron ingot from one of the stuff that he's given me, or I think I got it from the, can't remember if I got it from the other thing, from that chest, but I can make, or do I want to, no, I'll make the fine iron mace. Do I have any, if somebody's using something, you can always just go up to it and try to use it, and they'll move it away before, oh, I have a steel ingot too. That improves it by 2, by 1, by 1, by 1, so it's better to use it on that Imperial armor. So I'll craft that just a little bit to get my armor slightly better. And there. So that's crafting and blacksmithing. That's how you do it. The more stuff you get, you're able to make more and more stuff. So you can start with leather, studded, iron. Eventually you can make steel, and all kinds of different things. So that's Bleak Falls Barrow. This is the Jarl of Whiterun. That's that bounty note that we got. We can go kill the bandit leader at Halted Stream Camp if we want. That was Helgen. That's those guardian stones. It always shows the capitals of every area on the map as well, if you ever wanted to travel by foot to the different capital cities. It's a long way and there's lots of stuff in the road. That's the crazy thing about Skyrim, is this is a massive open world that you can walk through the whole thing of it, fighting all kinds of stuff along the way. So there's Riften, that's one place. There's another place called Windhelm. This is where Jarl, that Jarl Ulfric that was a prisoner that started the White Cloak Rebellion, he's there. He's the Jarl of Windhelm. Then there's Winterhold, that's where the mages are. Dawnstar is a mine. Morthal is just a regular... My kids are probably screaming in the background that you can hear. Morthal is a swamp camp where there's some stuff at it. Solitude is the Imperial home city, so that's where the Empire's main people are. And then Markath is where you can get a lot of Dwarven armor and Dwarven metals and stuff like that. So, and then Falkreath is another smaller city that you can go to get some interesting stuff. So, but Whiterun is usually the main one that everybody goes to off the start and stays around because there's a lot of stuff to do around Whiterun. So, where do I want to go? Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up in this game, my one beef with this game, the leveling system in this game. Right now I'm level 3, but because I haven't leveled up, nothing has gotten more difficult. The way this game works is as you level up, the stuff that you haven't seen or haven't experienced gets harder. And it doesn't... The downside to that system is if you're leveling up things that are non-combat related skills, they still increase the difficulty level of all the enemies that you are going to fight while you're out there. So if you spend your time... Oh, there's a mud crab. Get some chicken legs. Crab meat I don't want, but the... so if you level yourself up, you will get stronger, but if you're working on stuff like enchanting or speech or alchemy that don't necessarily in particular level you or make you stronger in combat, it's hard to... It's sometimes you out-level yourself, especially on the harder difficulties, and the game becomes really difficult. So a lot of times you have to kind of there's a wolf around here, yeah. There it is. Okay. You gonna come fight me, Mr. Wolf? Where'd you go? He's over there. Why doesn't he want to come fight me? Usually they come straight at you and try to bite you. Oh, there he is. See how it staggered when I was fighting? Because I hit it with a power attack. That's what the mace does really well, is stagger things. So now, what's 3? Is that my healing? No. So, as a... Ooh, there's another wolf over here, I think. Because those red dots on your compass are usually enemies. They signify enemies. There it is. You can... one-handed increased to 33. Okay. Search the wolf again. Now bring up my healing. So if you level up in this game and you don't level up pure combat stuff right off the bat, you can quickly get to the point where it's too hard to play against other enemies. And you have to then like really take a break from fighting anything and just go on a creating stuff spree to the point where you create enough powerful weapons and armor with enchanting in order to be able to fight things without losing all the time. Normally you don't have to go up this way. I like going up this way because there's stuff up here, but there's a path around the other side that you can take that doesn't make you fight those things. But there's good stuff to be found in the hills. Somewhere around here there's where'd that butterfly go? Somewhere around here there's a iron vein. Oh, but I don't have a pickaxe anyway, so that doesn't help me. You can also if you get really good with bow hunting, as one of the other skills that you can hunt deer and get leather and meat and stuff like that from deer. But I'm not very good at it, and I'm usually not that fantastic. That once you get too close, they'll just run away. So he just turns and runs. So it's a really cool system that they've made here with the game, that like if you get really good at archery and your bow does a lot of damage, you can like sometimes one-shot deer so that they they'll die with one shot. But a lot of times early on you can't one-shot them, and then you just hit them once and they run away anyway. So here's Whiterun, and there's a giant attacking Whiterun, and there's some of these Brotherhood people fighting it. And so if you come over and help them, they'll help you, or they'll talk to you. But you gotta be really careful with a melee person or a... Whoa. But you don't want to hit one of the guys like that are fighting him with your weapon, because if you accidentally hit one of them while they're fighting the giant, then once they finish killing the giant, they'll turn around and fight you. And this giant is actually really easy to fight. Normal giants are incredibly hard to fight. They will like kill you at this level really easily. There. And since they put away their weapons, they're not gonna try and kill me, which is good.
Handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield brother.
What's a shield brother?
An outsider, eh? Never heard of the companions?
The companions, that's what they're called.
We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
They're like mercenaries. Can I join you?
You'll have talk to Kodlak Whitemoon up in Gravaskar. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell you words. If you go to him, good luck.
So now I can take some arrows from the giant, and now there's potatoes. That was what I was. This is what I was saying. There's always lots of plants at different farms that you can take to make more vegetable stuff. But for some reason, there's no tomato plants. There's potatoes, there's cabbages, there's leeks. No tomatoes though. So you got to find your tomatoes. In barrels. Or at shops. Don't carrots. Carrots don't really make anything good. What else have we got around here? I always like to raid the farms of food. See, there's lots of cabbages there. Mountain flowers. It's funny. I used to, when I was watching that Major Slack that I was telling you about, he used to always say that you could hear a nern root, which is a thing that you can harvest. And I never used to understand it until I started. Like, you hear that sound, that's from this thing, the nern root. So if you're near it, you'll be able, even if you can't see it, you'll be able to hear that humming sound. That's from that plant. So never used to realize that when he would always say, oh, I can hear a nern root nearby. And I never, because I wasn't listening too closely to the videos, I wouldn't understand what he was talking about. So, alright, well, enough running around and gathering stuff. I'm going to go into Whiterun and talk to the Jarl. Try to run some. Grab some flowers along the way. Oh, my kids are playing Mario Party, so they're having a good time, and you might hear them screaming right now. If you do, I apologize. Whiterun Stables discovered. Okay, so there's this guy here at the Whiterun Stables that if you ever want to go to one of the other cities, you can talk to him, and
Where do you want to go?
he'll let you pay money to go to any one of the other holds. And then you don't have to walk there. And then this guy will sell you a horse for a fair amount of money. Can I buy a horse? It's 1,000 gold. So once you get enough money that you can have 1,000 gold, you can buy a horse from him. Tomatoes. Some more potatoes. My children. Green apples, no. Okay. So let's go talk to the Jarl. Oh, and these are the cat people traders. These guys will travel around the country. So they're always, depending on the time of year, like you can see the days and months that it is, depending on the time of year, they'll be at different holds throughout the year. So depending on what time of year it is, they may or may not be at a certain city. And they just sell, they're random traders that sell some stuff.
It is all in this note.
And then what have you got for sale? So they have weapons and iron sapping does 10 points of magic damage. Embers, dismay, creatures flee. Wielding, one-handed attacks do 15% more damage. Those are actually decent. but they have lots of money. So I'll show you how to make a lot of money in this game as you go through, but for now we're just going to get into Whiterun. And once we get into Whiterun, I'll show you what the firewood that I got is for, and then I think I might call this video it for today. Oh, and I'll go... Oop. Sorry, my phone just started ringing. I will... I'll also show you how to get rid of... I still have... if you go to your magic, anytime you have a... Sorry. Anytime you have a negative effect, you go to active effects and it'll tell you what your negative effect is. So if you're diseased, it'll be on there. So I still have rock joint, which I need to get rid of, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So this guy's going to stop me and tell me that he can't come in. The city's closed. So you can try to persuade him, or you can just say Riverwood calls for the Jarl's aid, but I'll try to persuade first. So that worked. So because I have increased my speech, now that upped my speech again. So I will.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
So this is the main blacksmith in the town, but there's another one. This Whiterun has two factions. They have the Battleborns and the Greymanes, and they're kind of, they dislike each other because the Greymanes sided with the Stormcloaks, and the Battleborns sided with the Imperials in the civil war that's going on in Skyrim. So because of that, they're always fighting and at each other's throats. He's a Battleborn. Battleborn. There, she's a Greymane. So there's different Greymanes and different Battleborns throughout. I like to pick all the flowers. Now, if you want a free room to stay at without having to buy a house or paying for inns all the time, if you bring this lady firewood.
If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fire?
So she says, how about chopping up some wood for the fire? So if you say, I have firewood to sell,
Honest gold for honest work.
she'll give you gold. So she took the 2 firewood and gave me 10 gold. But now, normally if you rent a room, she takes you up here. And this, without paying for it, this is usually owned. But because you've given her firewood, now you can come here all the time and just sleep. So you have free reign of this bed now because of that. So it's nice, very nice to have. And you can also go back here and get some of her tomatoes, which are very, very handy, and elves' ears. There's other things you can take, like venison and things like that. And then back here is fish barrels, which usually have some salt pile in them. You don't necessarily need any of the clam meat. River betties are good there, and silverside perch. Anything that you see that has these unknowns, that means they're ingredients for something. So like salt pile, but salmon meat, clam meat, carp, and brook bass, those are just things that you can eat for food. So they're food. But ingredients that can be used in alchemy will have those unknowns on them that show you that they're an ingredient that you can use. So that's what I do with those. Raw beef, salmon, a couple of leeks. So I should be able to make some more vegetable soup. There.
You want a drink? No, please. No more questions.
There's another Greymane girl. So, yeah. Alright, so now that I've made it to Whiterun, I've got a free room that I can stay in. I've got a decent amount of items. I'll level up just because I want to keep leveling up. Usually if you're trying to go as far as you can without being too challenged, you want to stay as low level as you can until you experience a lot of stuff. But I'm just going to keep going with my levels as I go. So I already increased my restoration by 1. What else did I up? Let's see, with smithing, these are the different types of smithing you can get. There's this way is the light armor. So elven smithing, advanced armors, glass, and then dragon. Those are the light armor types. And then this side is the heavy armor types. So it goes, goes steel, dwarven, orcish, ebony, and then daedric, which is the demon type smithing. So the better types of materials you use, the better your armor does. But if you use these bonuses to increase your armor rating, and every time you increase your heavy armor skill, it increases the amount of armor usage you get from those armors, you can make any armor in the game, like Imperial or Iron or anything. Like here, right now, they give me 30, 11, 11, and 19 points of armor. But when I think I will use my heavy armor skill to up this. So this increases the armor rating for heavy armor by 20%. So let's use that perk. So now they do 36, 13, 13, and 23 instead of this was 30, and then these were like 11, and this was 20 or 19. 400, see my total armor rating down in the bottom here is 109. I think the highest armor rating you can have to be most effective is something around 400, the armor cap. It's not exactly 400, it's like 420 or 430 or maybe 380 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but through a combination of skills and increasing your own skill in heavy armor or light armor, you can make any armor in the game reach the armor cap. So you don't have to specifically make. It's easier if you're using better armor because they naturally and intrinsically have a better armor rating. Like Dwarven armor is better than steel and Imperial. Orcish armor is better than Dwarven and previous, all the way around the tree, just the same as the light armor ones are. But if you like the look of one type of armor and you want to use that, you can make any armor in the game reach the maximum armor rating. So you don't have to, in particular, use any one type of armor if you don't want to. That's what I'm saying. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to call it there. So thank you very much for watching. In the next episode, we'll go talk to the Jarl of Whiterun, get the quests that he wants to do, and then we might go to Bleak Falls Barrow and see about doing that quest. Or we might go do one of the side quests or something like that, but we'll see. But that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying this content, please remember to like and subscribe. I'll try to do as best explanation as I can about this game as I go through for anybody who hasn't played it or anybody that's new to it. Also, like I said in the game, if you're really interested in really good, funny content for Skyrim, it's funny and informative and high quality. Check out Major Slack on YouTube. He's a really great YouTuber. And I watched a lot of his videos when I was first starting to play this game. So, yeah, have a good day, and I will talk to you all next time. See you later. Bye for now.